We have some more NHL trades to discuss. This deadline day is becoming quite busy. We have a couple of trades and some waiver wire claims to talk about. And all that's coming up next. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We review and discuss all 31 NHL teams. So if you're a huge hockey fan, consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Alright, so let's jump right in here. We have a lot to cover in this video. Most of these deals aren't too significant, so we kind of decided to crunch some of these into one video. Let's start off with some waiver wire claims. As I mentioned in one of my videos yesterday, we talked about there's a lot of interesting names on waivers, and I wondered if some of these names might get claimed rather than make a trade. So a couple of these guys were claimed. So Senators defenseman Johnny Oduya has been claimed by the Philadelphia Flyers. So he's been claimed on waivers and is on his way to Philadelphia. Obviously he was a pending UFA, wasn't going to come back to Ottawa anyway. They did try to make a trade for him, but it didn't work out. So they put him on the waiver wire and off he goes. So he's gone to the Flyers. Otherwise we have Chris Stewart, who was with the Minnesota Wild. And obviously they wanted to make room to bring up somebody from the minors. They put Stewart on waivers and he's been claimed by the Calgary Flames. Obviously it's been speculated that the Flames might be looking to add a winger or two. So they've gone out and got him off waivers. Now it was previously reported that the Calgary Flames had interest in Ottawa Senators forward Zach Smith. I would think now it's probably doubtful that that deal goes down, seeing as that Chris Stewart and Zach Smith are a similar type player. I can't imagine the Flames trying to move both of them into their lineup. So maybe the odds of Zach Smith moving now decrease after this. So speaking of the Senators, they have traded defenseman Ian Cole, who they picked up in the trade for Derek Brassard. Just I'll pass on the weekend here. Obviously it looked as though they fully intended on flipping Cole to another team, as they had him remain in Pittsburgh after that trade went down. They have traded him back, so he's going to be working again with Jarmo Kekalainen in the Columbus Blue Jackets. Ian Cole has been traded by the Ottawa Senators to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Obviously, it seemed to appear that they were going to be flipping him after they picked him up, as they had him remain in Pittsburgh. Columbus Blue Jackets general manager Jarmo Kekalainen was instrumental in drafting Cole, actually, and they were both a member of the St. Louis Blues upon Cole entering the league. So it's a player that Kekalainen is very familiar with, so I'm not surprised to see Columbus go out and do that. I certainly wonder, though, with picking up Cole, if they must have a deal in the works that must be close for Jack Johnson. I can't imagine they'd pick up Cole and keep Johnson on the roster, but I guess you never know. We'll see what happens here, but I would think that that increases the likelihood that Johnson goes. Now, the other trade that was a little bit more significant is the Nashville Predators who picked up forward Ryan Hartman from the Chicago Blackhawks. In return, actually along with Hartman, sorry, they're getting a 5th round pick as well in this year's draft. And going back the other way is Nashville's 1st round pick in 2018, their 4th round pick in 2018, as well as prospect Victor Edgel. So they get basically they get Hartman and a pick in return for 2 picks and a prospect. So basically the 5th and 4th round picks are basically flipping. So really all in all, likely here to summarize this is basically Hartman goes to Nashville for a 1st rounder, other than that minor stuff going on. So obviously we knew Nashville was likely in the mix to add a forward. If they've looked at Hoffman, Pacioretty, a lot of bigger names. I'm guessing the price tags are too high, so they've settled here on Hartman, who can fill that very similar type of role. Obviously not quite the pedigree of a Pacioretty or a Hoffman, but still a very serviceable left winger who can certainly do, I think, good things in that Nashville lineup. So certainly leave some comments down below. What do you think of these moves? I think there's going to be lots more to come here. It's turning out to be a very busy trade deadline day. The next couple of hours as we approach the actual real deadline at 3 o'clock Eastern time, I think we're going to see a flurry of trades here closer to that end time. So certainly stay tuned for Top Shelf Hockey. We're going to have lots more coming up today, depending on what else goes down in the NHL. So we will have more content coming out based on those trades that are expected to happen. If you're new to the channel, so certainly consider subscribing so you don't miss the rest of our deadline coverage as well as our future content. And if you're also new, consider checking us out on social media. You're going to see our Twitter handle on the screen right here. You're also going to see our Facebook and Instagram links, which is all down below in the description. So check those out. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will catch you next time.